Hey everybody, it's week 8. It's me, Jessica Jones. Our final week. Have a little bit of allergy or cold, something going on. My voice is coming in and out. So I do apologize for the audio, but I will try my best. Here we go. How many of our youth have to die before we realize we have a problem? How many unarmed men must meet their fate from the hands of the law? I believe that the use of body cameras on our police will help to cut down on the misconduct of police. I'd like to share with you 3 examples of young armed men that were shot down and killed by police. 2 are African American, 1 is Caucasian. I'm not bashing the police. We need police. I don't want to imagine a society without police. I have come across some police officers that are good and have gone above and beyond their duties. I have some police playing with children in the streets of Kansas City or buying food for children because they look like they are hungry. I love the police. I respect the police. Yogi Berra said, "You can observe a lot just by watching," and I believe this to be true. According to a story on IJReview.com, the first year of body cameras introduction, complaints against the Rialto, California Police Department fell by 88%, while the use of excessive force by officers fell by almost 60%. How many unarmed men are killed in America daily? Well, according to 538.com, no one will ever really know. But on average, 400 people are justifiably killed by police a year. That's since 2008. So that means since 2008, there have been 2,400 justified killings. Now, what to do to bring this number down? Well, some would argue that there needs to be a ban on firearms. I am not one of them. I believe in the right to bear arms. I live in the Midwest, in the woods, and it would take a while for any help to come. So I better be prepared for it just in case. I think we need to educate the public, especially our youth, on their rights and what they should and shouldn't do when approached or pulled over by police. If you're hazy on your rights, or if you want to give the correct information, I suggest going to www.aclu.org for tips. 9 times out of 10, if you do exactly as asked, you will be fine. I have had encounters with law enforcement, and I have come across some who feel they have something to prove, like taking someone to jail just because they don't have their ID on them. Clearly, there has to be more important crimes to stop than that. There have been 3 stories in the news this year, and they all had the same outcome. I'll first start with a story that's close to home, Ferguson, Missouri. By now, I'm sure all have seen the riots, looting, and protesting. I do not agree with the looting and the burning down your community, but I understand why they did what they did. The people of Ferguson have undergone racial tension and discrimination by a police department that cannot identify with their community. There are so many conflicting stories about what happened on that dreadful day of August 9th, 2014. The Ferguson Police Department has handled this poorly. Our Governor Jay Nixon has handled this poorly. It angers me to know that there were dash cams that could have been installed in the police cars, but they were sitting in storage due to no funds available to install. Whomever did the planning and budgeting for the dash cams did it poorly. If there had been cameras rolling that day, we would have had a clearer view of what had happened. Or if there would have been body cameras in play, we would have seen if Mr. Brown attacked the police officer or if the officer shot him 6 times unnecessarily. But we will never really know what happened. Forensics will give us an idea, but really, at the end of the day, that too is just speculation. Now onto a story that upsets me more than anything. And after watching the surveillance video, I can't imagine how a grand jury couldn't indict the police officer involved in the shooting of an unarmed man inside a Walmart in Beaver Creek, Ohio. On August 5th, 2014, just 4 days before the fatal shooting of Michael Brown, a 22-year-old black male was gunned down by police inside a Walmart. Now surveillance shows him in the aisle with a gun, then the police coming in and shooting him. Now there was an unidentified caller stating that this man was pointing a gun at people at Walmart. I never saw that on the surveillance video. What confuses me is how a man went inside a Walmart, picked up an air rifle that they sell, and ended up dead. Well, I don't want to speculate or put race card into play, but let's be honest. Ohio is an open carry state, meaning you can openly carry a firearm if you have a license to do so. I didn't see the police ask him, did he have a license? The only thing I heard on the video was the gunshots and his cousin or friend screaming about why they shot him. I saw a young man playing with a fake gun in Walmart in an aisle alone and get gunned down by police. Now, what if they would have had body cameras? We would have gotten a better view. Would the outcome have been different? We will never know. Lastly, a young man of 20 out of Salt Lake City, Utah, Dylan Taylor, white male, was shot and killed by police on August 11th, 2014. The difference between the three cases is that in this instance, the police officer did have a body camera. It is clear that this young man didn't know the correct procedure when confronted by police. His friends that were with him did, and they lived to tell the tale. At first, people said he was unarmed and killed for no reason. He had headphones on and couldn't hear the police officer's commands. Yes, this upset me. But after further research and reading, this young man clearly thought he was hardcore and had the mentality, forget the police. On the video, you see the police lights, and this young man walking toward the police officer. There is no sound, so you can't see what he says, but it was reported that he said, "No, fool," and raised his shirt, and it appeared he was reaching for something. Police are not mind readers. They not only have to protect and serve us, but they also must protect themselves. They too have families to get home to. Body cameras are a start. They're not the answer. Police need higher pay. According to policelink.monster.com, the average starting pay for a rookie is $40,000 annually, or $19.23 an hour. To have to worry about your life and the life of others, that just doesn't seem like enough. In Kansas City, the starting salary for a police officer is $34,940, or $16.80 an hour. In Missouri, a single parent with 2 children, in order to be considered above poverty, has to make at least $22 an hour. And also, prior to them becoming a police officer, I think the question needs to be asked, why do you want to become a police officer? Is it to uphold the law, or is it to pay back all those that bullied you? We need officers that really care about the citizens and that really care about upholding the law, following the law, and not using excessive force. This is my final presentation, week 8, Jessica Jones. Thank you all. Good night.